So welcome everyone to first Outmap webinar ever. Today there is a top level overview of how you can plan routes and read terrain using the app. And I tried to focus at something that you couldn't find or couldn't use with different apps and tools that were available. Outmap, as you know, it's just a slide for people who are new. We built an app that helps you to navigate in the mountains and get back home safe. So we provide super high resolution, downloadable maps, terrain layers, and weather forecasts that actually help you to understand what's going on around you. We are trusted by several high-level mountain guide organizations in the world. It's ACMG, Canadian Mountain Guide Association. It's Chilean Mountain Guide Association, UK Mountain Instructor Association, Spanish, and many more. So we are trusted by professionals, and it's the whole core idea that we start from the core audience, from mountain professionals and very advanced users, and then we scale to wider audience. It's important because Outmap has many layers. If you're a beginner, you can use it. It's simple enough. If you're an advanced user, you can also find some tools that were never available before, and then they can make a difference in your day-to-day work. About myself. So I'm a user, I'm a co-founder now. I did plenty of technical terrain before, but an important highlight, I'm not a guide. I cannot make decisions for you. So the only thing I can do, I can show you tools and I can explain how to use these tools. But consciousness, it's the most important thing. It's for you to make decisions. And there is a whole number of decisions that you should make. And we try to provide you with a good set of tools and data. You provide the brain, you make decisions. It's very important to understand because map cannot make you safe or your clients. It's on you. But we are doing our best to provide you with the best set of tools. And just a quick second, I'll see if I can keep the chat open just in case. So Felix, my co-founder, he's also here. He will answer chat questions if you have any. Oh yeah, and I know that the presentation view is not full screen. So if it works for you, if it's okay, I would keep it this way just because it's easier for me to have all the windows open. Just send some emojis if it's fine. If it's not, I will try to correct it. Right on. Yeah, I'll keep it this way. Let's keep it simple. Good. Let's, yeah, thanks. So first, let's choose an objective. Basically, choosing an objective, it's a major thing. It would have required me several hours just to explain how and why you decide to go somewhere. To make it easier for this particular presentation, I decided to focus on the planning and navigation parts. So it's just another subject why you decide to go to some particular area. Maybe it's a book, maybe it's a person who went there, maybe it's an Instagram reel that was just awesome, maybe you found it on AllTrails or Gaia or somewhere else, whatever. So let's imagine that we already decided that we want to do an objective. And as an objective, I took something that we did with my team. We went to an Aussie couloir. It's in British Columbia in Canada. It's quite a nice couloir that starts from Joffre Peak. Let's imagine that we decided that. And as the next step, let's see what tools can we use to start planning. We have a whole set of extra tools. We can browse routes. We can find routes on Outmap. We can find routes in paper guidebooks. We can find routes somewhere else, like on AllTrails or on Gaia. They can be shitty routes. They can be good routes. You don't know. You just find some GPX or some heat maps in the internet. Satellite imagery, weather, so many things. Let's focus at some of them. Routes. Some areas, they have ton of content. For example, on the right hand, it's Whistler. everything is pretty much painted on the map. You can find all the details, find all the difficulties, and you don't have to plan your own thing. You just choose anything that is available. But if you take a look at another screenshot, Slalom Mountain and glaciers, yes, there are some routes. They give you some idea, but basically they just give you a direction. This is it. Some areas, they have nothing. For example, you want to plan your expedition to the area where there are 0 heat maps. Routes, they won't work. Like here, even when we went to Aussie Couloir, yes, there is some summer trail, there is some winter trail, but in overall, nothing is painted for you. You have to think. Pro tip, use heat maps. And if you don't use heat maps yet, it's one of the coolest features ever. And there are some people who think that heat maps can be bad for community because they can lead to bad decisions or to people stuck in creeks. I can tell that after running several tens of customer development interviews with mountain guides and athletes and search and rescue team members, it's a very small percentage of people who think that heat maps are bad. In overall, heat maps give you an idea, but everyone should understand that heat maps is just one point of data. It's not everything. You cannot just blindly copy them. But in overall, here you can see just basic trails. With heat maps, you have +1 data point. And you definitely can see even the couloir itself on the heat map. Next step is to combine heat maps and satellite imagery. And pro tip here that we have 3 layers of satellite imagery that you can switch. It's winter in areas where we have it, but in some areas, good question, David. Yeah, heat maps, it's basically activities of other users placed on map. So if someone went there some time ago, and then someone else followed a similar route, we show it on the map. Basically, you see other people's activities. It helps you to understand where people go. And this is it. So don't blindly copy them. In some areas like Chamonix, it could be rappel. There could be a rappel, or some people can do base jumping. So, but they give you an idea that people go this way. Yeah, I won't answer all the questions right now. Otherwise, I'll just derail the webinar. But Felix can try to answer you using text, and then we will have a whole Q&A section. But thanks for asking. We will read the questions later. So you can use satellite imagery to add another data point on top. You can switch different satellite layers. It's a good way to have a better understanding if there are cliffs or not, if there is a glide crack or there is a bergschrund or something. So it's a good idea, especially when you travel on glaciers, to use different satellite layers, not just one winter layer that looks cool because it's white, but actually if you use a spring layer, it's much easier to see all the cracks. The next step when you plan when and where to go, it's weather. So it's another thing, I'm very excited about it. We integrated weather inside Outmap. So previously, the planning process included using different tools, coming to different websites, using different apps. Right now, it's much easier. So you can click anywhere on the map using desktop version or mobile version. And you can see quite an extensive weather forecast that includes not just the temperature and wind. It includes precipitation. It includes all kinds of charts for cloud coverage, etc. And actually, the pro tip here would be the cloud cover. I was really impressed when we were able to integrate it, because when you go somewhere, it's great to understand, would you see anything or not? But altitudes are different. So here in the middle of the screen, you can see low, mid, and high cloud coverage percentage. So you can have a really good understanding that today, this particular peak will have some visibility in Alpine. Even in the forest, it looks you won't see anything. There is a really good chance for a difference on different levels. I used it a lot in BC, in Norway. It helps tremendously, and it can make a difference if you do this objective today or not. Also, you can see how it changes across the day. Same for, but freezing level, it's easier to understand. But this low, mid, and high cloud coverage, it's something that I really wanted to highlight for everyone. Next thing that is integrated to Outmap is Avalanche Forecast. So we integrated Avalanche forecasts for basically every country in the world where they are available, including Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and some other countries like UK. It's just a tip. So you don't have to go anywhere, and you can update it inside Outmap when you plan your routes. The pro tip here is that we integrated mean reports right now for Canada, but we are going to expand it. So when you're browsing your area where you want to go, if you enable mean reports, you will see these circles. And when you click on these circles, you can read what exactly happened not a while ago in this particular area with photos. Makes a huge difference, and it's also another data point. Many people already use them as they went to another website to do this, but we are building, we call it a mountain toolkit. Thanks for Charlie to suggesting the name. Mountain toolkit meaning that it's one platform that helps you to plan. And helping you to plan meaning that you don't have to go to different places. We try to consolidate all the information in one place to make it easier for you to make decisions. So mean reports are integrated and available both in the desktop version and in the mobile version of the app. Next thing that, next small highlight. So when you plan where to go, there are points of interest. So when you see the heat map, it's quite easy to understand where to park your car. One small thing, another pro tip, you can click anywhere on the map, and there is a button that is kind of hidden right now, so maybe you never noticed it. But you can actually click open in map and application, and depending if you use Google Maps or Apple Maps or whatever, you can navigate there. So when you have everything planned in Outmap, it's quite easy to go to your trailhead and use your existing navigation app to navigate roads. Next thing, you can also find out the weather on the parking lot. It's a pro tip. So if you plan to start early, you can understand what to pack, what layers to choose. But if we dive deeper into the tools that we offer, you can even use a shade layer to understand if it's going to be shade where you park your car or not. And I show this example just because it's fun, but actually shade layers are much more useful for when you navigate. And we also found that many production teams who shoot videos and photos, they use these shade layers to understand if I'm in this particular place around 1 p.m., would I be able to shoot something or not? And then if it's sunny and if it's hot, would the snow be good to ski here, or should I be there earlier? So it's a really advanced tool for so many purposes, and also for hunting corn in the spring. The next one is, this concludes the overview of tools to plan. But then the planning the route itself. So there are different options and different ways how you can do this. You can find a ready-made GPX somewhere. If you trust the source, good, you can just blindly follow it. What if you don't trust the source? And you shouldn't trust any source, basically, because conditions could have been different. There could have been rock fall. The person could have not be the best for planning routes, whatever. You can use it as a data point. You can import it to Outmap, or you can plan your own trip based on heat maps. But the pro tip here is that when you have your up track planned, you can use an elevation chart to see steep parts. We highlight them. They're highlighted in orange. So what you can actually do, you can go there and you can improve your heat map to you can improve your elevation chart to exclude these points. Let's actually see if I can quickly screen share how it works, because I wanted to show you something in real time. I was just a bit hesitant because there is Murphy law and something can go wrong, but let's see. So I will try to share another window. Yeah, here. So let's imagine we want to go to this first brother mountain, and we plan our route. So we will follow some creek, and then we want to follow this part, but then somehow we decided that here is not too bad. Here. So we can instantly see that this part is too steep. So what we can do, we can just drag our route and fix this. So let's do this. Yeah, now it's better. So we fixed this mistake. Then we see that here is also too steep. So what we can do, we can try to make it less steeper if possible. So do this, then we can follow the reach. Yep. As well. So here is steep, but it's less steeper. This part is good. And in overall, the route doesn't look as bad. Use elevation chart, this elevation graph, to make sure that there are no steep parts. But of course, the beginning. So let's save it. Test 2, test 3. And we can also use a different kind of layers to make sure that we are not in danger. So we can use slope angle. And another tip is that you can choose its opacity to make it easier to read. So for example, yeah, we can see where it's steeper, when it's less steeper. Another thing that is very useful to plan these routes is flat areas. So you can, yeah. Just as an example, this part is flat, this part is flat, this part is flat. So also helps to plan traverses. Okay, I'll get back to slides. Just a sec. So yeah, let's consider that we fixed our elevation chart. The next thing that is really useful is that you can drag your mouse on your elevation chart, and you can decide where to make stops. And you can put the stops as points of interest on your plan. And then you will understand, for example, that this particular route will get us to the top. We think that our group has to stop about every 400 meters of gain, just based on the group dynamics. We can put a stop there. It's very easy. Actually, let me quickly show you. I'll share my screen again. I think it's just better in real time. So yeah, it looks like this. So you use your mouse and you understand that we start at about 1600 meters. What if we want to make a stop in 400 meters of gain? We just drag the mouse, and here we can make a stop. But here we don't want to make a stop here, so we will just follow the ridge, and we can make a stop on the ridge because it's safer. Just as an example. But elevation chart is a really, really convenient tool to do this. You can drag and see even the gradient and the distance from where you started. So you can make a very careful plan for rest areas and stops. Okay, getting back to the plan. Cool. Next, hint that when you have a lot of data in your library and you want to plan something specific, there is a check mark is isolate on map. So use it, and then you can avoid this amount of routes. If you frequented some particular area, you can just isolate the one route that you're planning right now. What else to consider when you plan a route? We have a layer called 8. It's kind of predictions for Avalanche. It's available in Canada. It's available not for all the areas. So for the area where we went, it wasn't available. But where it's available, we suggest using it as well. Our next step for Outmap is to build auto 8 layers, but it will take some time. We will calculate them for the whole world, but like conservative prediction would be middle of next winter season. So it's not happening right now. But for some areas, this layer is already available, and we consider using it. It's official data from Avalanche Canada. Next highlight, provincial parks. Just where we have this information, and we have it pretty much everywhere. We added borders of provincial parks. You can see where you can go, where you cannot go. And considering that we just updated the design for the desktop version, they're quite easy to read and quite easy to notice. It's another important data point for your planning. There is a question. Now you're doing everything on the desktop version. You can modify also on the app. I would say that majority of features, absolute majority of features that I show, they're also available on mobile. So I use the desktop version only because I use a larger screen. You might also use larger screens right now, so it's easier to read. But all the layers, most of the features, they're available on the mobile, and we try to keep them in sync. Mobile version is lagging for a week or two, but in overall, everything is available. And what's important is that they're both in sync. So when you change anything on the desktop version, it's synchronized to mobile, and vice versa. So when you modify your library or you record something on the mobile version, it goes to your desktop version. So they work together in pair. And our whole idea is that people are going to use both. We encourage everyone to use desktop version for planning just because it's higher res, it's easier to use on a larger screen. But at the same time, if you don't have access to your laptop, feel free to use mobile version. It's basically a copy, just on a smaller screen. Some highlights for when you go downhill. Outmap helps you to see if there are cliffs, if there are safe spots, and there are heat maps and some other features. So some more highlights. When you switch layers from one to another, it can be hard to understand if it's a cliff or not. So we suggest using everything in combination with each other. So try using satellite imagery, different options. Try enabling slope angles. Try looking at hill shading on topography map. And then you can compare them with each other. You can use opacity settings. And for example, on this here, it's easy to understand that this parts, there are cliffs, so you don't want to go there. It helps a lot. And also, if you want to drop from cliffs, it also can help, because we asked for the skill level of participants, and there were about 6 to 8 people who actually have chosen backflips from cliffs. I believe maybe some of them, they actually do this. So Outmap can help you to find some sweet spots to do drops or something. For others, it's just a good way to avoid this altogether. Sunshade layer. So sunshade layer, super cool. As I mentioned, we enabled it not a while ago. It became crazy popular, and we received so much positive feedback. It helps you to understand if there will be sun or not. So it can understand you. It can help you to understand if it's going to be icy, if it's going to be wet, when to go there, if it makes sense to wait for an hour and then to descend, or it won't make any sense. So just play around, and you can actually see what's happening somewhere without actually going there. Without imagination, just drag this slider, and you can see for exact date, exact time, what's happening in this particular place. Oh, Byron, it's actually a good question. We don't know. So yes, it's cool to share your location with people in your party, but we are still debating if we should enable it, because we target a lot of people who are going backcountry, and in backcountry, cellular connection is not ideal. So I don't know. If anyone else has comments on it, feel free to drop them into chat. It will just help us to gather more data and more information. It sounds good, but we are still debating if we should do this or not. Other highlight, there is a layer, it's called Hours in the Sun. So it can help you to understand in this particular date, this particular place, how much sun is it getting. Helps you to find some stashes of powder after last snowfall, or helps you to understand that this particular part gets a lot of sun exposure, and it can be dangerous because snow can be wet. Also, it cannot make you safe, but it can give you data points to understand what exactly is happening in this particular place. In big mountain skiing, it can save your life, because it makes a huge difference if snow is heavy or not. In other areas, it just can help you to get more fun, because not everywhere you can understand if this area is getting sun exposure or not, and this layer gives you better understanding. We kind of pre-calculated this for you, and it's available. Play around. Other things. So before the trip, we updated, and I even placed this weird fun sticker. We updated the download feature. So when you download satellite layers or terrain layers, previously it was possible to download just one terrain layer at once, and it was a hassle. Right now you can choose several of them, and it saves a lot of time, and you have a better understanding what exactly you are getting for your offline mode. Saves time and nerves. Then there is a sharing feature in the desktop version. So in the desktop version, you can share a link to your route and share it with your friends. It's upcoming to the mobile version as well. Right now in the mobile version, when you share, it exports JPEGs, but it's work in progress. So soon you will be able to share content, And as the next step, something that is heavily requested by our audience is to be able to share the whole list of things. So up track, downhill, several options for up track, points of interest, everything in one list. You will be able to share it with your whole group. It's upcoming. We are very excited about it. But even right now, don't forget to share your GPXs with the whole group, because you want everyone to be at the same page, and Outmap can help you with that. Last highlights. Don't forget to record your activity using Outmap, using your watch, ideally both, because you don't want to have just one point of failure. Switch between layers. We have ton of layers. Learn how to use them. Some of them, they're more advanced than others. It gives you more data points, and some of them, they're unique for Outmap. And yeah, I suggest you playing around, being offline and safe, and then try using them when you not plan, but navigate. Opacity switch is a really cool thing. Don't miss it. So for every layer, you can switch opacity. Don't forget to add waypoints on the way. So there is a cool feature when you navigate, when you're outdoors, you can click anywhere on the map in your mobile version. You can add a point of interest. It could be a safe spot on the way back. It can be a drop. It can be a jump. It can be anything. Put it on the map. On the way back, you can find it, and it's super convenient. And also feature that we just introduced, now you can add photos. The same. So you follow your track, you found something cool, take a photo. Then on the way back, you can remember what it was. And when you browse your past activities from safety of your home, you can find all your photos on the map. It's just a prototype feature right now, but then we plan to make these photos public if you want, so other people can see them if you made them public. And Outmap will get more and more of this content, helping you to have a better understanding of different areas. And this is pretty much it for the overview. I wanted to keep it short, and I wanted to keep more time for Q&A session. So enjoy your time in mountains, get home safe. This picture, I think it's from Lofoten Islands, one of the trips I planned. And back then I used Google Earth. It was okay, but now I enjoy using Outmap so much more because of offline layers, because of some specific layers that help for backcountry. So yeah, have fun, get home safe, and let's jump to the Q&A session. Let's see. Yeah, Nakarte, it doesn't have an app. Outmap is an app, so we have offline mode and all the things. And also our approach is a bit different. So there are apps or tools that just give you a ton of data, a ton of layers, or topographic maps, but you basically have zero understanding what of them are up to date, which one to choose. Our approach is different. We want to provide you with just one topographic map that has everything you need. So in case you're missing any content, data points, or anything is wrong, just message us. We answer every question, we answer every message. And if you know some good data sources, also drop us a line. We will integrate it to Outmap. But again, our whole strategy is to have one topographic map that has everything, so you can save time. You don't have to think what to switch, Swiss map or French map or something. We want to keep everything simple for you. The next one about sun, Felix has answered it. Yes, you can add photos to points of interest. And in overall, we want to give you access to adding photos to anything. So if you see this button, add a photo, add some relevant photos, we will appreciate it a lot. Another thing, so we are going to announce Outmap guidebooks really soon. We started rolling them out. It's in beta version. If you are a guide, an author, just a person who is interested to add content to the map, drop us a line and we can onboard you right away. We started onboarding people and soon we will start publishing this content. It's a very big project for us and we are quite excited about it. So please join. Yeah, the next question. I wish Outmaps would show live terrain trail openings. We do want to do this. We want to show you live terrain, and it's somewhere on our roadmap. The problem is live terrain is that it's very low resolution. So we are looking for a way to solve it. What was your favorite day of skiing? Where was it, and how deep was the snow? My own favorite day of skiing was in Kazakhstan on a glacier called Tuyuksu Glacier. It's a crazy place. So the base camp it's at about 3,500 meters, and every objective you do, it's an alpinist objectives. So it's a ski alpinism, but it's so beautiful. So the best day, I was super stressed because it's also an area where there is a lot of thunderstorms. And when you boot pack with your skis behind and your ice axe, they actually resonate with thunder and they do this bzzz. So yeah, I was really stressed about it. But then we went to some peak and it was super cloudy. We waited for an hour and then there was an opening. It looked like a miracle. So yeah, it was my best day of skiing. It felt like a real miracle. Next question. Battery drain from trekking. It's okay. I would say you can safely, with a modern phone, you can safely trek for the whole day and you will have battery left. If it doesn't work for you, if you notice that battery drain is bad, please message us. We will troubleshoot. But we use Outmap tracking on our phones and it works well. I personally suggest using both tracking on Outmap and tracking on your watch. I am a big advocate for using watch as well. Just as another point of failure, kind of if something goes wrong, you have an alternative. Also, you don't have to get your phone somewhere in the middle of a couloir. You can just use your watch if needed. So next question. So this may seem obvious, but how do you get the desktop version for a Surface? What is Surface? Is it Microsoft kind of computer? You just open a browser. You can use it in browser, I think, if I understood the question. If not, just message us. Yeah, Sentinel-2 imagery, it's planned. We will introduce it at some point. Maybe Felix can answer about deadline. I cannot. Microsoft Surface laptop. You can open a website and desktop version works on every browser. So enjoy. You can use it right now. What kind of topos? Amadeo 125. What kind of topos? Could you elaborate your question? Desktop version. Is there a desktop web-based app? Yeah, there is a browser-based app that you can use on desktop. We don't plan to release a separate app. It doesn't make any real sense. You can just use it in browser. It's super powerful. It works well. Will there be improvements to tracking feature like moving time and average moving speed? Yes, easy as that. There will be improvements to the tracking feature. We are thinking about the UX for it. If you are missing some particular things, just message us. It's super useful for us because we gather all the feedback and it helps us. It actually affects roadmap. Oh yeah, Steven, I figured out how to get it on the homepage. Yeah, on the homepage, go to explore the map, or you can just go to outmap.pro/maps. I think we should make it more obvious. I agree. I'd like to see my personal tracks on everywhere I've been, including those saved on various applications, Gaia, Garmin Connect. Can you sync tracks from other applications? You can sync your tracks from Strava right now, so you can go to desktop version and you can connect your Strava and we will download everything. Garmin Connect is upcoming. As a Garmin user, I push our development team all the time. It will happen. But right now, the quickest way is two ways. Connect your Strava if you have everything in Strava, or just drag and drop all your GPXs to desktop version, and we will import everything. If you have hundreds of them, it's fine. Just drag and drop everything, and you will get it in your library. When moving a GPX track to another application, I seem to lose the elevation data. I think we might have fixed it already. If not, if you continue encountering it, message support@outmap.pro and we will fix it for you. So thanks for reporting. Is there any way to tell how recent the satellite imagery for a certain area? It's a really good feedback. There is no way right now except asking us, but we are on it. Yeah, we also want to see. Releasing guidebooks with Outmap. What kind of guidebooks? What's objective? So the objective is to add more data to the map, and it will come from two sources, two types of sources. One source is professional authors and publishers. So we are in touch with publishers, and we will import a lot of routes they already have with descriptions. And then they will be able to sell some premium guidebooks with Outmap, similar to buying paper books, but in digital version. Also, we collaborate with a lot of guides, professionals, and people who just want to add content on the map. So we invite them to contribute, and we pre-moderate this content, and it will start popping up here and there on the map. So yes, we work with professional authors, and we work with anyone who wants to contribute, get in touch with us. A sneaky question from above, from Isabel Phobos. Still curious if this is available or possible in the future. Any layer for accumulated snow depth? So for the US, there are SnowTel stations that help you to understand the snow coverage. For other places, it's kind of upcoming, so we are thinking how to do this with no deadline yet. There are other approaches to this, different approaches to this. We will do this at some point. Something that we also want to have. Yeah, states on satellite images. We are thinking about options how to do this. We don't really want to put stamps because it doesn't look as beautiful, but we want to find a way. Oh, good question. From Never Not Outside. Yes, we will start announcing summer features, climbing related features, hiking, scrambling, mountain biking, trail running, really soon. So we're really stoked about it, and we want to implement at least crags, so not climbing routes in particular, because we don't want to fight specific apps right now. It just doesn't make any real sense. It's too niche. But Outmap helps you to get to the crag, and it will be helpful for this. As a climber, I really appreciate that you can actually navigate to some particular place, and Mountain Project, it doesn't do a good job to do this. So previous year, in several areas, I just used Outmap, and we plan to make it better. Handy feature on Google Earth, seeing elevations quickly with mouse over. Actually, you can do this with Outmap, at least with mobile version. So we have this pointer, a red circle, and you can point it anywhere, and you can see the elevation and also the difference from your location to this elevation. Super convenient. We use it all the time. You may have gone over this, but you can quickly go over how to save a route on the desktop and then be able to view it on the mobile app. Yes, you can save anything on the desktop and you will see it on the mobile app. Maybe after a few seconds, but it's always in sync. So we synchronize everything. I think it was asked above, maybe I missed response. With the heat maps, is there a way to separate by activity? No, not yet, but it's a really good point. We want to allow this to separate heat maps by activities. And it will be even more important in the summer. And then in winter, after we get more summer activities. So there will be some switch somewhere, we promise. Cool. We are close to an hour. Any more questions or emojis or whatever? Red bullseye. I like it. Thanks. Yeah, it's bullseye. It's a good name. Thanks for sharing. Just thinking about snow depth and glaciers, I wonder if there could be a citizen science data collection via point of interest. It's a good point. We are thinking, yeah, I cannot spoil it much, but there will be a way to submit reports similar to min reports. And I think we found a really good way how to do this. Maybe we can add snow depth as well. Let's see. There are very different approaches. There is also an institute somewhere in Europe that analyzes snowpacks, tries to calculate snowpack automatically for different parts of the world. Yeah, we are on it. It's an interesting problem to solve. In overall, building a navigation app, it's so R&D heavy. At the same time, it's so interesting. Everything is a challenge, and every part is a challenge. But when we combine all together, it works so great. I love it. Yeah, I think no more questions. Great. Nice. Thanks everyone for joining, and we will run more webinars, more specific subjects, more in-depth. We'll try to show something in real life. Thanks. Very excited. And I think you will receive a short survey where you can rate how it was today. So please click a link. And also we will decide on the best question. Felix, maybe Felix has an idea what question was the best, because we want to give away this hat. So, and Felix, you read all the questions. Let's congratulate someone. Can we do this, Felix? If no, we will just postpone it and we will contact you after. Okay, yeah, we will take it offline. So we will announce the winner, and after we will just read all the questions. Thanks for participating. Very, very excited. It was the first one. We will have a whole series of webinars. So cool. Thanks everyone. Have a good day, good night, good evening. And we will share a recording too, so you can share it with your friends. Bye. Have a good one. Cheers. A lot of love. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, everyone. Cheers.